And there I am. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Roro After Midnight. For those of you in London, after, and then for here in America, after. So welcome again. This is our second episode. Look at me. I'm not going to tell you what time it is. It's midnight, okay? Let's just say that. It's midnight. And yes, I'm back. Season 2, episode 2. We have a lot in store for you today. I hope everyone's going well. You know, at midnight, I always have my coffee at midnight. You know, who doesn't, okay? It's sinfully delicious. Okay. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. My voice, it's so tired. Anyway, welcome to, there it is, Roro After Midnight. Ram. And my show is Mondays through Fridays at 12:01 a.m. Eastern, 11:01 p.m. Central, and 9:01 p.m. Pacific. And you can find me on Facebook. Actually, you could just bookmark me on Facebook or follow me. You don't have to friend me. I mean, you could, but you know, I don't know if I'll be able to accept everyone. But you could follow me at Roro the Tenor. Just look for me there. And also, you could subscribe to my YouTube channel, Filipino Tenor. So basically, mine is youtube.com/Filipino Tenor. And you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Roro the Tenor. Also, this is a new season, okay? As you've noticed, I've invested on some banners and some t-shirts. The back of this t-shirt is actually this. See that? Roro After Midnight at Roro the Tenor. And I've invested in it, and hopefully you'll be able to help me with this project that I do, which is this show, and help fund it so at least I could keep it on for a couple of months or so. And my goal is to be able to at least say thanks to all my guests by giving them a t-shirt. So help me give them a t-shirt. Anyway, and last but not the least, please get vaxxed and masked. If you're on Grindr or Scruff, get vaxxed, masked, and waxed. Okay? Sure. Unless you're in Scruff, you don't need to be waxed for that one. And now we go to our main event. Ooh, what's our main event right now? So my guest right now is a very, very accomplished baritone. He is an American baritone. This is a very casual conversation. So I can tell you he's famous. He's sung everywhere. In everywhere in the U.S. and all over Europe. And currently right now he is in Spain, and he'll talk a little bit about that when he gets in here. Without further ado, let me bring you Mr. the Incomparable, Lucas Meachem. Yay.
Well, thank you, Roro.
Oh, of course. And today's episode is called Nice to Finally Meet You.
When you were saying, oh, he sung everywhere, I was thinking, I've sung in your apartment before.
Right? Oh, yeah. One time he stayed and then used my aero bed, and it had a hole on it. So every time he woke up in the morning, he's in the middle of it like a freaking donut. Yeah. And so, see his name, this guy. Hey. He's Lucas Meachem, baritone, and this is his information, just to let you know. Lucas Meachem, baritone. You can get more information on lucasmeachem.com. His IG and TikTok is Lucas Meachem. So anywhere you go, just message him. He's also on Facebook. Just Google him. He's
super available. Yeah. Roro, let's do this. I'm going to stick my hand like this, and you pretend I'm going to grab your hair. Ready? No, you have to go the other way. Here we go.
Oh, wait. There we go. Oh, no, timing.
All the way from Spain.
Wow. I know.
Yeah, and now your hair is beautiful.
I'm so glad we're keeping it PG, or else it'll be a different thing. I'm putting on the other side.
Don't stand up.
All right. So this is what I call joke of the day. And so it's called a spit take, but you know what? This is a new thing. So guess what? Guess what? Joke of where it is? Where is it again? Where's joke of the day? But you know what? Before I just like say, oh, here's joke of the day. But guess what? This is for everyone to actually see. Take it away. Joke of the day. What's that? You like that one?
I love it. You've got so many great clips. Just keep them coming.
So joke of the day.
I just want to watch the clips. Just play them all in a row.
I know. So now it's a spit take. So our guest takes a sip, keep it in their mouth, and then hopefully they. Are you sure? Come on, do it. We're doing it.
So I went to the dentist yesterday, so I'm on some antibiotics. So I have a Heineken 0.0.
So you got a 0.0. Sometimes they have a little bit of percent. Okay, keep it there. You ready? You have to keep it in your mouth. All right? Don't. All right. Joke of the day. What's green and smells like pork?
Mm-hmm.
Kermit the Frog's finger.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, yes.
No, I don't get it. I'm sorry. I don't get it. Sorry.
Oh, really? Really? Well, somebody does.
Hold on. I have to tell Irina. Well, no, I'll tell her after our session.
All right. Now we go to, and there you go. Oh, look at that. So what's happening now? Now we go to the part called Getting to Know You. So I've had Irina in the show before. Irina Meachem is Lucas Meachem's wife. And she was in the, they have a son called, huh?
It's not a coincidence we share the last name. We are
married. And they have a son named Ash.
You were at our wedding.
What?
You were at our wedding. You were there when
I know.
I know. I'm just
I was there when it all started.
Disposition. Letting them know that I'm not. You didn't just call me out of the blue, and I'm like, yeah, okay, whoever this guy is. I'm like, you were actually buddies.
I know. We are buddies. We were buddies. Friends. We started becoming buddies in 2000. When I did Albert Herring in Milwaukee. No, we did. Nope. 2009 in Santa Fe. That's when we really, met, did karaoke. And then years after that, we started hanging out when I did Albert Herring in Florentine Opera in Milwaukee. But then on, it just progressed, So this one is Getting to Know Lucas Meachem. So tell us about you. It's like an autobiography of where were you born and raised, where you went to school, where you live now, where you currently are, and about your family.
All of the above?
Yeah, it'll be like 5 minutes.
I am from North Carolina. I was born in Raleigh and grew up there till I was 11. Then I moved down to Carthage, North Carolina, about an hour south of there, in the middle of nowhere. Like the closest neighbor to us was like a quarter mile away through the woods. And the closest neighbor that had a kid my age was about 1.5 miles down the road. So it's like we were best friends through proximity. I mean, he's a great guy. His name was Chris Wilson. He was awesome. It was great to have as a best friend growing up. But anyway, I basically, I was at the end of a road, began a dirt road, and at the end of that dirt road is where my house was. So I grew up very modest means, and I have 2 sisters and a brother. Wonderful. They 2 of my sister and brother live in North Carolina still with my mom and my dad. Everybody's moving back to North Carolina now. My dad just moved back from LA. My sister moved from San Francisco. My brother's always been there, and so is my mom. And then I have a sister in Berlin as well. Went to school at Appalachian State University for 4.5 years. A semester before getting my degree, I got accepted to the Eastman School of Music. I went there for 2 years. And a semester before getting my degree from there, I got accepted into Yale. I went to Yale for 1.5 years. And then got accepted into the Young Artist Program in San Francisco.
As I call it, work.
So that's 8 years, 3 universities, and 0. Count it, goose egg. No degrees. No.
You know what? I also did not finish. I also did not. Just a side note. Hi, I'm right here, little box.
Whatever.
Oh my god. This is not working.
Mini Rodale. It's mini.
There it is. Yay. So just to let you know, I also did not, because when I went to school, my goal for the school was to study with the teacher and learn technique, not necessarily get a degree from that, because I was supposed to be an accountant. So I know about it. And it really depends on what your goals are, that if you need the degree, because there are ones where it's imperative you have it. And there are ones that where it's like, you know what, how good are you as a performer? How good are you at what you do? Because it's like street smarts and yeah. So anyway, so that's it. And tell us about your family.
Oh, yeah. Well, now I'm married to the beautiful and amazing Irina Meachem, who's a collaborative pianist. And so she teaches me all my roles. She coaches me. She sits at the opera house everywhere I am in the world. She's in the opera house listening to me, giving me feedback in the moment. It's the most amazing thing ever to have your own personal vocal coach at all times. I have a son. We have a son. He's 2.5. His name's Cash. You might see him at some point around here. And yeah, we're currently in Madrid, Spain. Let me show you. So they have a huge Christmas market in the Plaza Mayor here, or the Plaza Mayor, and we're right over top of it. I'll show you real quick. See, they're setting up for the Christmas market out there. So we're in this big sort of plaza here in Spain, and it's really nice.
Oh, and in honor of the Spanish language, although it is not space, okay? No mames, way. See, I have fans for everything. Okay.
Yeah. Oh my God. You know, here, give me a little mini Rodale kiss. Why don't you? Oh, a mini Rodale kiss.
Yay! So now the next part of our show is you're such a trauma queen. So I will ask us these. The first two are always, I ask everyone about this.
Okay.
Tell us your most traumatic experience. It could be anything. It could be from while performing on stage, while traveling. And by traveling, I mean, like, did you have any traumatic experience in the airport, or when you're, luggage, flights, or when you checked in a hotel, everything while you're on the road, your most traumatic experience while you're on the road. So you're such a trauma queen. Tell us about it.
All right. I guess I'd say when I fell off the stage in the middle of a show. I was doing, oh my God, it was here in Madrid. I was doing Die Todesstadt here with Klaus Florian Vogt, and I ride in on this like 18-foot tall house, like right on the center of it. I'm like riding it like, and I slide down the side of the house onto his back and piggyback him down the stage. He falls down, and I'm like, and I sing my thing. So the house spins in on these wheels, and there are men inside the house that you can't see spinning it on this track. And so they're supposed to lock the wheels when they push it up against the rake. The stage ends about 4 feet tall, like 1.33 meters tall at the end. Mm-hmm. And they're supposed to just put it up against there and lock the brakes, but they didn't lock the brakes. So as I slide down, I hit him like this, and the house just goes and slides back. And I take Klaus and myself off the 4-foot rake back onto the floor. And the stage is completely empty. And we have music. We're supposed to be singing. And I land on top of Klaus, and I'm like, Klaus, are you okay? He's like, I think so. I'm like, all right, let's get back. So I jump back up on stage. I give him a hand. I pull him up stage. And then meanwhile, 2 pages of music have gone by with no one singing. And so we finish the act and everything. And I go to the maestro's office, his dressing room. And I'm like, Maestro, I'm so sorry. I can't believe that happened. He's like, what do you mean? But he didn't even know that we were not singing, that we fell off the stage. I was like, really? Come on, man.
Oh, wait. So which performance was that? Which number of performance was that?
Oh, my God. I don't know. It's like the third or fourth.
Third or fourth. And how many more did you have after that?
Probably three.
So how did you feel? How was it, the next show?
I raised holy hell. I told him, I was like, guys, we could have broken our legs. We could, this is ridiculous. We could hurt ourselves, just do your jobs, I went to the head of the production. I mean, honestly, the production staff here is fantastic. They're my buddies. They're great, great guys. And they're normally really on top of it. For this particular moment, it was just a slip. So honestly, there are some companies I've worked with where it's consistently unprofessional thing after unprofessional. This was really out of the ordinary at the Teatro Real here in Madrid for that to happen. So,
well,
yeah, that was some trauma.
That was trauma. Now, we'd like, ooh, this new thing. We'd like to take a short break, very, very short break, and then we talk more with with Lucas. All right, be right back. Where did I put it? Sometimes I'm still the producer, so we'll be right back after these few words.
I got you.
After these few words.
This is the Dollar Report. And that was the Dollar Report.
And we're back.
Very official. By the way, you had me sympathetic yawning over here.
But isn't it funny? I mean, how many times do you yawn and you're like placing your vote like, oh, that's like it's like a singer habit. I mean, it's not like when you're in public, be like, I want to make sure so when people like video, they think I'm singing. So now, the next one now is we talk more about Lucas outside of the singing. And my first question is, Lucas is a vegan, and he's going to tell us more about it. My first question to Lucas is, what prompted you to become vegan?
It was a bit of a health scare. I was in New York City, and it's kind of a funny story. I was singing at the Met, and Irina was with me, and we weren't married yet, and she was contemplating traveling with me, becoming my coach, and not doing any more gigs because she was, I don't know, she came to kind of ahead with her own career, and she said, if I'm going to do that, you need to have some life insurance because I need some insurance on me, quitting, not quitting, but, like taking a break from working at all these other companies that she was working with. And so I got this guy to come take my blood at the house in New York, and he gave me back the results. And he's like, don't worry about it. You have high cholesterol, not a big deal. I was like, how high? It's like, pretty high. But we have this drug we can put you on. It's no problem. It's called statin. You take it, and it'll make your cholesterol better. I'm like, okay, how long am I on that drug? How long do I have to take it for? He said, oh, the rest of your life. And I was 37, 38 at the time. And I was like, the rest of my life for another, oh, there we go. Hold on. Sorry, that's me. Sorry, it came in. So I was like, what? There's no way, man. There's no way. So, so basically I said, let me see if I can fix this through my diet. And what people don't realize, I mean, these days, especially with doctors, surgeons, and everything, they like to fix the problem, but not the symptoms. If you think about what you put in your body every day, if you put crap in your body every day, if you put animal fats in your body every day, which is one of the main causes of both cancer and heart disease, then that's the direction you're going to go in clogged arteries and cancerous tumors in your body eventually if you do that every day of your life. So you start to realize that what you are what you eat. Like those words were never more true. And so if you're eating healthy things, if you're eating vegetables and legumes and fruits and nuts and things like that, then you're going to be a lot healthier than if you're eating bacon. And Oreos, by the way, are vegan. So like you can be an unhealthy vegan. Don't get me wrong. You could eat French fries and ketchup and Oreos and like be very unhealthy as a vegan. And I have been an unhealthy vegan before. But anyway, 5 months after that cholesterol scare, my cholesterol is actually a little too low. So through simply becoming vegan, simply a vegan diet, I lowered my cholesterol by like 80 points.
Yeah. So a little side note, because I'm actually going to talk about it in one of my shows, also with my mom. Lucas mentioned when that happened to him, Irina says you need to have a life insurance. Just people need to realize is I'm actually I think people have known, I've communicated with people. I am a licensed financial, what is that? They call service person who deals with life insurance, medical insurance.
Here's the plug.
Investments.
For all your life insurance needs.
Yeah, well, the thing about it is people need to know, it's like people never think about what's the life insurance. One of the things is you're protecting the family later. so that when something happens to you, they are protected. They never have to deal with any kind of expenses, especially even the simplest thing of like, oh my God, so when something happens to you, they're just not gonna ship you back, and you'll have a proper burial or proper funeral. And not only that, it's not just, by the way, it's not just that. There are a lot of things to think about when it's like that. Something happens to you, you need, like they call it long-term care. You need to have those because you'll never know if you're going to be disabled or something happens to you. You need to be financially protected. And that's going to be in another show. I'm going to have my mom here. So just a little side note there. All right.
Oh, wait, Roro, let's do more of a side note, because I think a lot of people hear that and they think to themselves, well, I don't know how much it costs. I don't know if I want to get involved with this. Like, can you give an idea of like how much, say, $300,000 of life insurance costs for a healthy person?
Yeah, well, just to let people know, I mean, I'm still in field training because I just started. I think one of the things people need to know is there are different kinds of them. There's one where it's just a term insurance, as they call it, where you pay for it and then, it's a set amount, but everything is convertible to, like, they call it a whole life or like permanent insurance. And some of them actually earn cash value after a few years, which they call living benefits. You could actually use, there are plans where you can actually use money while you're living, not just for those who are like when you're gone. There are so many. And then I don't want to because it is complicated. That's why when you are curious about it, always ask, and ask me,
All right, we'll ask. All right, my show, Rodell, that's enough.
Yeah. Illinois, California, New York. Anyway, going back to, so that's how he became vegan. Now, question. What food do you miss the most that cannot be reimagined in the form of a vegan substitute?
This is so easy. I miss a Carolina barbecue sandwich with pulled pork, coleslaw, and some vinegar-based barbecue sauce. Oh, wow. Yeah. And look, being vegan doesn't mean that I don't like the taste of animals. It's that I choose not to eat animals because I think that the animals' lives have more value than my taste buds. That's all you have to do to be a vegan is give more value to the lives and the non-abuse of an animal than you do to your own personal taste buds.
Yeah, exactly. Now, and so we talked about this. What is, I guess, greatest improvement being vegan? You said about lowering cholesterol, but what about not just health, like an outlook? Not thinking about without thinking about safety for animals, without thinking about medical, like lowering cholesterol, because we know that's gonna happen. What like psychological or like subconscious? Like I didn't know, like suddenly. My
conscience is so clear. Like I even feel guilt over all the animals I did eat back in the day. So it's like I'm doing a penance now for all the animals that I caused to be abused through eating them. Because I would go as far as to say you can't call yourself an animal lover if you choose to eat animals, because your choice to eat them is what is torturing them and ending their lives. So it's like, as soon as you start to realize that, you realize the sort of cognitive dissonance that you're living in just because you were born that way or you were brought up through either your culture or tradition. Your family at some point told you, no, it's okay to hurt these animals. And you didn't know any better when they told you that. We all, none of us knew any better. So I think it's most important these days to use your current intellectual status to make decisions about your day-to-day morality.
Here's my question. Do you think poverty and capitalism is not, that's one of the reasons why people, it's difficult for people to really go vegan. Like, a lot of people go cold turkey. It's funny. Isn't it ironic? I'm going to go cold turkey on vegans. Like, wait a second, what? but you know what I mean? But it's like, because of we talked about this in length in other conversations privately, where it's like, because of poverty and what's available and how people are brought up, like you said, and also capitalism, kind of like it's like there when something becomes what's in, or like awareness, they capitalize on that, and suddenly it is so expensive to even get through stuff, so people just rely on what's easily available. So what's your take on that? Because that's one of the reasons why people just can't do it easily.
Great question. No, and I absolutely agree that going to McDonald's is convenient. It's so convenient. It's so easy. And you have to, again, it's all about, what sort of morals you have to kind of be honest with yourself. You can't just say, because really, even when people would talk to me about veganism stuff, like when I was like, no, I want to live my life like this. I don't want to recognize anything that's happening to these poor animals that I would never do to these animals. I would never, throw a baby chick into a blender. I would never slit the throat of a pig or a cow or a goat and then shoot them in the head with a bolt gun. I would never do these things to these animals, but currently we are paying for people to do that for us. So anyway, but to answer about the finances of it, I think there are two parts to it. First of all, you can get a 20-pound bag of rice and a 20-pound bag of beans for about $40, and that'll feed you for months. So when we talk about it, we're not really being completely honest about the price of things. Like always, if you look at a menu in a restaurant, the cheapest things are sides and salads, right? And some appetizers. And the more meat heavy the entree or the appetizer is, the more expensive it becomes. So vegan options are already the cheapest options at grocery stores and restaurants. When you go to if fast food is what you require, then that is something that you could talk about. But I'd also say that that's not the really the healthiest option for you. If you put in a little time and effort to cook, like I said, rice and beans, you're eating probably 35 cents per meal. If you go all in on the pounds of rice and beans, and the other side of that coin though is that the government subsidizes the animal agriculture. They subsidize the meat that you buy for cheap. It's the only reason it is that cheap is because we spend tens of billions of dollars of tax dollars keeping those industries alive, like the milk industry. If capitalism existed and the government wasn't saving and propping up the milk industry right now, the milk industry would be in shambles because of almond milk, soy milk, oat milk, rice milk, all these types of legume and non-dairy equivalent milks. So, it only still exists because of lobbyists in the government right now. Like cows, pigs, the meat industry exists because people eat it. But yeah, so those are two things I'd say about the sort of capitalistic side is it's cheaper to be vegan. If you're going and buying all the specialty vegan cheeses and you're buying the specialty vegan meats, but then again, if you're buying Kobe beef and some Gruyere from France, you're going to pay more than the vegan version of those things. So it's still cheaper, no matter what level you're at. It's cheaper, except for fast food because there's no vegan fast food. Well, there is, but it's hard to find. Only if you're in like Los Angeles and New York.
So, okay, well, thank you for this wonderful. No, look at this. It's so cool because I could see the cool thing about this broadcast is I could see oh my God, the time. It's like I want to make sure that we keep it all in within the time, which we do actually. It always goes a little over 30, but I'm glad that it's not a 45-minute show anymore because you know what? People don't really have time for a 45-minute show. And with my show, at least I can do that. So now we go to. Let's see here. Oh, it's funny how okay. So what's next one? Guess what? This is our next. Thank you for all information that you've told us about veganism and being vegan, living vegan. I hope a lot of people take a lot from this because people who have considered it and then just make sure you watch it. You can always rewatch the show and then take some notes and stuff. Now we go to a part to the part I call. Do you like that porn kind of music?
Why is the car trying to pick up a woman in a pool hall?
No, it was a pickup truck.
Okay, it was a pickup. Okay, I get. Okay, all right.
All right, so here it is. Oh, I need to send. So, guys, this is how it goes. I am sending our guest the pickup line, and they have to.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready. Send it away.
And oh my God, where do I do this? Wait a second. It's funny because I need. There you go. Now, here you go. Do it.
Hey, Rodell, are you Medusa? Because I'm rock hard when I look at you.
Yes. Thank you so much. And and that was our pickup line of the day. Thank you.
Oh, I thought you were going to cue the thing again. That was.
I know. I know. Oh yeah, that would be nice. Like that was our pickup line of the.
You don't have to say that one.
Oh my God, you gave me a good idea.
The roots come in and like boom.
Now, before we let him go, our musical guest is also our guest. So I'm gonna show a clip of here's Lucas singing an excerpt from Tannhäuser.
Oh, is that one?
Yes.
Oh, I hope this is the one with the little clicky thing in it.
Oh, trust me, it's not that long because we keep it short. All right. Thank you.
You do.
Oh, hey. All right. Let me see here. You know what? One of these days, I'm going to get a producer. It could go by fast. Thank you so much. We'll be right back to say, before Lucas leaves, here is him singing.
O du meine Heil, der Abendstern, wohl grüßt dich immer dich so gern. Von Herzen das sie verriebt, grüße sie, wenn sie vorbei dir zieht, wenn sie ein Schritt nimmt auf die Erden, ein seliger
Did you see how I said Irina Meachem piano?
Yeah, where's your Bravo fan? Come on.
Diva!
Hey! With a little tiara.
I know. It's like, yeah, Diva. Well, Lucas, thank you for being my guest. At last, you are able to do my show. I mean, it's funny how your wife did my show before you did, but thank you again. Don't go. I mean, we're gonna end the show, but I'm gonna say goodbye after. It's called post production. Thank you again. Say goodbye to everyone, and then just if you want to invite anyone, if they're in Spain, what are they doing?
Yeah, I'm singing La Boheme in Spain. We open December 12th. We run through January 5th. We're going to be here for Christmas and New Year's, so it's going to be great. Again, we got that Christmas market right outside, so we're going to be all Christmassy in here. Look, I even went. I bought some flour. Oh, this is how I should have set it up. Excuse me. Hey, I'm ready for Christmas, baby. Can you tell?
All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, is Lucas Meachem. Say goodbye, Lucas. Bye.
Bye, Lucas.
Bye. Bye. Thank you for coming to another episode of Roro After Midnight. just to let you know, it is Monday through Fridays. Those are the times. Follow me on Facebook right there, and also on YouTube. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And please show your support by, sending me just to cover costs, as they call it, cover costs. Vaxxed and masked. Again, thank you very much. And we'll see you next time. Wait a second. You know what? I really need to get a freaking... where is that? Thank you. See you tomorrow.